Hello, I'm Marilyn Landrum, and I'm going to discuss applying for MDHE's Default Prevention Grant. The Default Prevention Grant's RFP is made up of 5 sections: Introduction, Administrative, Sequence of Events, Proposal Format and Requirements, and the Scoring Rubric. Over the last 15 years, 59 institutions have participated in the Default Prevention Grant Program. For state fiscal year 2017, 30 grants will be awarded. All proposals will be competitively scored. The review board will be interested in the effectiveness of your current initiatives. Did they bring about the outcome you had anticipated? How is the effectiveness being measured? What was learned from these initiatives? Could something be done in a different way to be more effective? We want to know about successes and also the initiatives that weren't especially successful. That's part of the learning process. What changes can be made to make the default prevention program on your campus more successful? You might consider these objectives when writing your proposal. All of these objectives fall under default prevention. It's up to you to decide which ones to focus on. Sarah Shedler and I oversee the grant process, and you may contact either of us with any questions you may have. The letter of intent for the 2017 Default Prevention Grants is due on April 6th, and the proposals will be due May 6th. Late proposals will not be evaluated. You will need to send an original and 4 copies for the 4 members of the review board. We want you to know what to expect. Invitations to participate in the MDHE Default Prevention Grant Program were mailed March 17th, and a letter of intent was requested in order for us to know how many proposals to expect to receive. When the proposals are received, the 4 copies will be distributed to the members of the review board to read and score. Then we will come together to discuss the proposals. Once all the proposals have been reviewed, institutions receiving an award will be notified, as well as institutions not receiving an award. The cover page is used for identification purposes. This is the only cover page we need. This is a fillable form. Please do not recreate your own cover page. The budget worksheet has changed this year. In an effort to ensure sustainability of your default prevention plan, should the MDHE Default Prevention Grant Program go away, or if your institution does not receive an award, we want to see that the institution has some buy-in. You will see 2 columns that you will need to complete. Please indicate in the first column how you plan to use grant funds. In the second column, please indicate what your institution budgets for default prevention initiatives. This year, no more than half of the funds awarded may be designated as salary. If you currently have a default prevention plan, give us a summary of that plan. Provide any data you have available. What measures are you using to determine the success of your program? The cohort default rate is not a good measure because you do not want to do the same thing for 3 years and then determine that it's not working. Think of some immediate results that you can report that relate to your initiatives. The summary should only be a brief description of your initiatives, with data that shows how you determined if your initiatives produced the results you intended. The proposal that is submitted should include all of these things listed. Summarize what your plan is and what you expect to accomplish. In the project design, tell us what activities or initiatives you are going to put into place and how they relate to your objectives. Explain the staff responsibilities. I do not need a resume, but explain how their responsibilities fit into your default prevention plan, and ensure the proposal adheres to the MDHE format and requirements. Tell us how the various offices and staff on your campus are collaborating. Remember, we don't think default prevention is solely the responsibility of the financial aid office. The budget narrative should answer any questions about how the funds will be used. Project justification ensures you've done your research and explains why you think these initiatives will work at your institution. If you use national data, please tell me how that relates to your institution. Finally, tell us how you will measure the success of these initiatives. How will you determine if these initiatives accomplished your intended result or if you needed to make some changes? Appendices include anything extra you want to share with us. Remember, the proposal cannot be longer than 15 pages. This does not include the cover page or the budget worksheet, but it does include the appendices. The reviewers can award up to 35 points for the project design, 20 points for collaboration, 20 points for the budget, 10 points for project justification, and 15 points for the measures of success. If the reviewers read something they especially like or a new initiative they haven't heard of, they may award up to 10 bonus points. It is important to identify who your at-risk borrowers are that you're reaching out to. Reviewers will be looking to see if underrepresented and/or underserved students are targeted. If a significant number of student loan borrowers will be reached, the commitment of the institution as a whole, if the plan includes long-term benefits for your institution, and collaboration with off-campus entities. For questions, you may contact me or Sarah at the email addresses listed. Good luck, and we look forward to reading your proposal.